Iran spanks Israel for its attack on the Iranian embassy. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you heard me right. The only country in the world that has the balls to stand up to America and has the balls to stand up to Israel is Iran. And just last night, they attacked Israel for their retaliation for Israel attacking Iran. Now, some people will try to make you believe that Iran is the hostile, but that is 100% false. Is Israel the hostile? Is Israel the occupation state? Is Israel the oppressor? Is Israel the genocide state? Is Israel that attacked Iran? And guess what? Finally, Iran spanked Israel for his actions, okay? And I really say spanked because they should have and could have destroyed them if they really wanted to. And one couple of things I want to bring to your attention is that Iran's launched 300 missiles and only one innocent person has died, okay? And that was a girl. Now, look what Israel has done. They've killed over 70% of women and children, okay? Over 30,000 people in Palestine, okay? So here's the difference between Israel, which is a genocide pig that kills anything that it can because it doesn't have the balls to fight men with men. It just want to slay everyone, versus Iran, where they attacked and destroyed the Israel base. Now, in the news, they're going to say that they took a lot of them out. They're going to say that nothing has happened. But guess what? I know in my heart of hearts, they've caused significant damages to the 2 air bases in Israel where those airplanes have launched to attack the embassy. Now, you're not going to hear it in the legacy media. You're not going to hear it in most of the television because it's all propaganda. But I can tell you, these guys hit their locations. They're sophisticated. They're resilient, and they know how to be a mastermind, okay, the Iranians. And they've been very, 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 very patient. Don't let anyone fool you, okay? Because Israel has, for many, many moons and years, came in Iran, assassinated physicians, assassinated mathematicians, assassinated scientists, assassinated so many different people on the Iranian soil. Okay, and Iran hasn't done anything. For many, many moons, they've been patient. They've been digging tunnels. They've been creating their own military industrial complex so that they don't have to rely on anyone else. And this is what's made Iran so powerful, ladies and gentlemen, that no one's going to tell you about, is because of the sanctions. Hence, sanctions don't work. It's actually made Iran a more superior emissary to the West than, the intentions war, okay? Because Iran has now become self-reliant from food to weapons to make everything in-house, okay? Now, Israel, honestly to God, is just a flea compared to the size of Iran. It's just a flea on a dog's nut, okay? And no disrespect, that's the truth. Same thing happens with Russia and Ukraine. Russia is mammoth. Ukraine is a small country. There's no way that Ukraine can win against Russia. The way it's going is because of America-led NATO aid, okay? And still, they're dying. If you look at what's happening in Ukraine, the people in the front are guys like my age, because all the youngsters have been annihilated. They have been injured. They've been put in the ground, okay, thanks to the American genocide in Ukraine. Literally, they're picking up women, they're picking up men, sending them in the front of the battlefield. Yes, you're not hearing about it. Yes, you're not seeing it on TV. I agree with you, but that's what's happening. The average person in the front line in Ukraine is my age, 45 plus, okay, versus the 20-year-olds that normally are in the front fighting, okay? Now, one thing to think about is Bin Laden promised you that he's going to erase your student debt, right? But guess what? Now he's going to erase your sons and daughters. Let me say that again. He promised that he's going to erase your student debt, but now he's going to erase your sons and daughters in World War III, okay? Let's not joke about it. The American economy is failing. Let's not joke about it. The dollar is collapsing. Let's not joke about it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the truth. This is why we have wars. This is why in 2016, I came out and said, me personally, I'm getting into gold when gold was at the bottom of the bottom at that cycle, because I saw what was coming up. I mean, and historically, you can see that first comes the money printing, then comes the wars. And we were at the money printing press when the pandemic happened. They were giving money to everyone. So there is no secret that this is here. Now, some of you guys or ladies may not want to believe it. You think this is BS, but it's historically. If you just study history, you study the Romans, you study the Persians, you study history, you'll realize this is the cycle that we live in. We live in a world of dualities, okay? Now, one other thing I want to talk to you guys about is, I was reading the Bible the other day, and it said that the Israelites, right, had 2 million basically Jews at that time. They weren't called Jews, but the Israelites had 2 million, and they were fleeing from the Palestinians, right? Today, we live in a world of duality with this upside down. Exactly the same numbers. There's 2 million Palestinians running away or being slaughtered by millions of Jews or people in Israel, the Zionist pigs, right? So, see, just like in the Bible, it said there was 2 million Jews running away. Now 2 million Palestinians are being slaughtered. See, history repeats, but it's a pendulum. We swing from one side where Israel was the victim. Now we're swinging to the other side where Israel is the aggressor. But the numbers are literally the same. There's 2 millions of Jews back in the Bible running from the Palestinians and the Syrians. And now there's 2 million Palestinians running away from the Zionist Israel regime. So that is something to think about. The numbers are literally the same. There might be plus or minus 3%, but literally the same. History has repeated itself. This is why I love history. This is why I study history. This is the doom of America. It's here. We need the economy to collapse, or they're going to erase your sons and daughters. You get to decide. Me and you get to decide. Do you want the economy to collapse? Do you want the dollar to go down? Do you want us not to be a superpower anymore? Because that's coming. Or do you want them to erase your sons and daughters? Because it's still going to come regardless. This is a chessmate situation. This is chessmate. The world is splitting. The world has realized that American policing has not done anything for us. Nothing besides enslavement, divorces going up, separation of families, inflation, trucks being F-150s cost $15,000, now cost $45,000. Nothing but crap has happened, okay, because of the military complex. Endless wars. We've killed millions of Iraqis. We killed millions of Afghanis, and the list goes on and on and on. So this is a chessmate. The world has realized that what kind of superpower we are. We're the superpower that kills innocent people all over the world. We're the superpower that are cheaters. We don't want anyone else to become a winner. So we're willing to cheat China out of their chips so they don't become a world superpower. We're willing to sanction other countries so they can't sell their natural resources so we can get ahead. We are willing to overthrow other countries' government leaders so we can extract their natural resources. We've done that in Africa. We've done that in Latin America. We've done that in the Middle East. This is the game plan. And the world is starting to recognize and wake up to the genocide and realize who's backing the genocide, okay? So like I said, we live in a world of dualities, and I'm glad that Iran hit Israel. They deserved it because they're a rogue nation, and if they don't hit them, then it's even going to get more crazier. I think there's a 60% chance that, Israel's not going to do anything. There's a 60% chance that they're going to say, they hit us hard, and they won't do anything. But there's a 40% chance they will retaliate, and it's going to be all-out war in the Middle East. And I think this is the end of Israel, literally, because they're a cancer that was put in there in the Middle East, right? Even in their own religion, Bible, the Torah, says that they should not have their own state. So only the Zionists believe they should have their own state. That said, I don't think Israel is going to exist in the near future, ladies and gentlemen, because of what's happening in that condition, because they feel like they believe that they are the chosen ones. Yes, they are the chosen ones for genocide. Yes, they are the chosen ones to cause World War III. They are correct. They are the chosen ones for those things that I just mentioned, right? Because in their religion, they preach genocide. You can read it right in their Torah. Literally, I read it, right? They say wipe out everyone. The men, the women, the children, even Hitler 2.0, Nathan, whatever that guy's goofball's name is, has came out and said the same thing. So I'm glad Iran hit Israel. They deserved it. They need to be put in place or all chaos is going to break off. And how is that going to affect you and me? Well, guess what? There's not going to be gas at your gas station. Okay, 30% of all the fuel in the world passes in front of Iran's waterways. And guess what? They control that area. Guess what? They have the axis of resistance all over the Middle East that will attack all the gas reserves. That's going to plummet our economy. Guess what? Once the fuel prices go up, your food prices are going to go up. Everything you know, your real estate's going to go up. Everything you know is transported by ships, trucks, trains, and all that stuff requires fuel. And guess what? If that goes up, the economy is going to collapse. This is why I say this is a checkmate situation. The dollar collapses, a checkmate. It's checkmate, whatever they do. If they don't do anything, the dollar is going to collapse and our economy is going to collapse. If they try to bandage over, we're in World War III. We're already in World War III. It's just going to escalate more. This is a checkmate situation. Some people want to annihilate the human race from this situation. That's why sometimes I say that maybe the aliens are the ruling class and we're just the peasants. All of us. It doesn't matter if you're in Russia, you're in Persian. It doesn't matter, right? Maybe the ruling class of America, of France, of all the Great Britain, or Anunnakis, right? Have you ever thought about that? Most of you guys don't even know what Anunnakis are. Most of you guys are just like me. You don't know the history that goes back 450,000 years ago because they didn't teach that us in high school or junior high or college. Trust me, I love history, and I can tell you, I didn't learn the Anunnakis in college. I didn't read the tablets that were written over 450,000 years ago, ladies and gentlemen, 450,000 years ago, okay? And those things say that Anunnakis, which is an alien race, came to Earth, okay? But I don't want to go into that for you guys. So that's why I say maybe the leaders of the world are aliens and they want to, we're their workhorses. They want to enslave us like they have. They want us to work for material things like we do. And they want us to go to endless wars like we have from the beginning of time. But why? Why? Why can't men of all colors get along, right? Why is that? That's a good question. I think we should, I think we should. But we can't get along when we don't have fairness in the world. When we have a clown rule of clowns, right? We have the world rule, the UN charter, this, but all that shit is shams. We know this stuff. We know that, it's only favored the elite Americans and the Europeans. That's it. It doesn't favor to the Chinese, it doesn't favor to the Koreans, it doesn't favor to the Iranians, it doesn't favor to the Indians, it doesn't favor to the Pakistanians. No, it does not. We know that the rule-based order is a sham. It's only tailored to the Americans, to the UKs, to the France. It only is favored to them. It's not for the average people, just like the laws in America. If you're an average citizen, you don't have that much rights versus if you're a corporation because they can hire the best attorneys to take care of their rights. Or me and you, no, it costs us a lot of money to do that. Just the way as Thaw said, you guys don't know who Thaw is, but Google him, right? He says, as above, as below. Same as the rules that we have for nations is not fair for everyone. The same rules that we have in America are not fair for everyone. That's why you see all the blacks in jails. That's why you see more immigrants in jail compared to the ratio of the population. That's why you see the poverty the way it is. That's why you see the military recruiting in high schools that are in poverty sections versus the rich section, right? That's why you see the KKK never in jail. you see the KKK being part of our government, from presidents to judges to cops, right? That's why you see the Black Panthers being disassembled. That's why you see the Native American organization being disassembled. Because guess what? It's not a fair law. You don't see the KKK guys in prison because they're part of our government. But you saw the Black Panthers get disassembled, put in prison. You ever thought about that? Have you ever thought about how the Americans know when something so many miles away happens, exactly they know who did it, and it wasn't, like when Russia got at their concert, hundreds of people died. They knew exactly, an hour later, they knew exactly why it was happening, actually. They knew exactly who did it, why they did it, but they don't know who killed Martin Luther King. They don't know who killed JFK. They don't know any of this stuff, right? Supposedly. But they know something millions of miles away, dude. Thousands of miles away in a different country. They speak different languages and cultures. They know that. Have you thought about that? Anyways, guys, it's a dog world, man. And I'm glad that the resistance hit Israel. And, I hope Israel checks itself, because just to kill a bunch of women and children, it's just totally disrespectful. Be bravo, like Mike Tyson said. Be bravo. Fight men with men. Don't fucking slay a bunch of innocent people thinking you killed and hit your chest like you're a real man, like you're a real military. You're not. You're a bitch. You're a bitch. Anyone that kills and hits women are bitches. Everyone knows that. You know what I mean? Everyone, even in prison, they don't have no respect for people that kill kids, right? Israel is a kid killer. I'm not telling you this. This is not my belief system. This is the facts. I used to love Israel, right? I literally did. I did a U-turn on these guys after I saw day after day on my television, which I don't have a TV, on my phone, which I don't even have a phone, on my laptop, them killing people left and right, starving kids left and right, right? That's not defense. That's not self-defense. That is genocide. That is some racist pig shit. And that's why I call Israel a pig, because pigs are one of the filthiest, nastiest animals on the planet. Pigs are the type of animals that if they're hungry, they will even eat their own fucking kids. Google that shit. Not only are they dirty, they will even eat their own kids. And that's what Israel does. They will even shoot their own people. I'm not telling you that. You can Google that shit. It's their own doctrine. The Hannibal doctrine. They'll kill their own citizens if they get busted, if they get caught by the other side. They're pigs. Only pigs do that. But to them, they're the chosen people. I agree. You're chosen for World War III, and you're chosen for genocide. Thank you, sir.